everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I'm really excited to bring you from our friends at Woodware Craft Collection 10 new stamps. I can't wait to show you what Debbie and I did with them, so come play with us. I wanted to go through and tell you the names of all of these. So this is Flower Blooms, this is Flower Jug, Rainbow Heart, Love Garden, Dream Garden, Garden Rainbow, Butterfly Confetti, Blooming, Rainbow House, and Heart Border. Wow, I'm always so happy when I don't mess those up. All right, so let me show you the first card. This one, now I gotta find which one I used. Okay, so this one was Dream Garden. And this is what it looks like, just on white cardstock. And I colored this in with Tri-Blend markers by Spectrum Noir. And if you've never seen those before, they are amazing. I'm going to show you how they work. They're alcohol pens, and they're 3 pens in one, of all of the same color but different shades. So it makes blending really, really easy. So let me start off, I think, with, I'll do this one. I should mention the colors I used. So here's Citrus Blend, and there's Citrus Green. Then there's the True Blue Blend, Golden Brown, Orange, Dark Red, and Ice Blue. And I used the Ice Blue around the outside edges, kind of color in my sky background. So here's the Citrus Blend, and I'll use that one to do a little demo here. So I'm going to start off with, there is a dark pen, the medium, and the light. So maybe we can zoom in for a minute here, Steve. So I'm going to start here with the darkest color of this citrusy yellow color. And I'm going to break this little birdhouse into sort of thirds. That's how I look at it. So there's the darkest color. Now I'm going to the middle or the medium color. And I first start by just blending it in, going into that dark color and kind of dragging that out. And I'm going around here. Just like that, and then I'm going to go to the lightest one. You can see there's a substantial difference in the color between the one at the bottom and the one at the top, and that medium is just going to be acting like as a bridge between the two. So I'm going to go back over that, darken that up, and then I'm going to go to my lightest one again, and I just like to go over the whole thing with that. We have a very sort of like that subtle difference. You can see it's just sort of like an ombre effect where it goes from dark to light. It's such an easy way to do some blending. And I did the same thing here with the True Blue. I started with the darker at the bottom, and I just went to the top with the lightest. Very easy. So then the background paper I used from this Gingham #1 paper pack. There we go. And I use this great yellow. As you can see, on one side it's got a smaller print, and on the larger side it's got a large print gingham. And I used the small one right there. And then I just matted my paper with black cardstock, and then glued on the front a little red ribbon from our red ribbon pack, and I was good to go there. All right. So here's a card that my friend Debbie made. And she used actually 2 sets on this one. She used Butterfly Confetti, which is this one right here. And she went ahead and stamped this little guy on some white cardstock, colored him, and then cut him out. And then we love our little tiny scissors to do fine cutting. And then she also used, let's see, Blooming. I think this is the right one. So many stamps, you guys. Which one? Which one? Yes, here it is, Blooming. And she did the 2 little flowers and even her little bird, the bee, and did a little cutout. And the background paper for this is actually one that you're not going to get to see until tomorrow on the June 9th webisode. And that is our Flowing Ink paper pack from hot off the press. It is brand new, and it is wonderful. It looks a lot like alcohol inks all swirled together in these beautiful jewel colors. So this is just a little sneak peek on that. So check back tomorrow on tomorrow's webisode, June 9th, and you'll get to see a lot more of it. All right, now I also wanted to introduce a couple of new ones here, new products that we have. This one is the stamp she used is Garden Rainbow. Debbie did a couple of cool things. Now maybe we can zoom out a little bit on this one. So what she did was she used this great paper from Ranger, and it's a Tim Holtz product, and it's called, I believe it's called Yupo. Okay, so I think that's right. But you get, let's see, 10 sheets. I think that's right. No, you get 5 sheets. Woo, 5 sheets. They're 8 by 10. We like to cut them up and to use little pieces so you get lots of cards out of them. And you use these with alcohol inks. They're these great synthetic surfaces, so the ink just doesn't absorb like regular paper. It's not really glossy either, so it's hard to describe. It's really cool stuff. So let me show you first the inks that Debbie used for these. I gotta clean up my space. Oh my word. All right, so for this one's called Mariner, and that's what she used for this one. And it has just sort of, I'm not gonna name all the colors, but there's like a dark navy blue, a brown, and kind of a teal right there. And then she also used Summit View for this other card. And I'm going to demonstrate how to do it on this one, but there's a nice kind of sunset orange, a yellow, and a purple twilight in this one. So we're going to try this out. And she did 2 here because she wanted you to see what this looks like on a dark color and then what it looks like on this light color. Let's go for it here. Oops. So we're going to put this, there is like a face up and a face down on this. So make sure you have it going in the right direction. Put it in our little misty here. And no, I jumped ahead. I'm just too excited to use it, you guys. First thing we're going to do is put our color on. All right, so got our color, we've got our alcohol inks. Usually when I'm doing alcohol inks and I film, I like to use some gloves because it can get in all kinds of places, but we're just going to go for it right now. I've got my alcohol blending solution, and I've also got my applicator with these great little felt applicator pieces, and you can just take them on and off, and they just stick onto this little Velcro right there. All right, so we're going to start off with, I like to go from lightest to darkest on this. So we're going to start off with a little bit of Sunshine Yellow, and I'd like to just go ahead and sort of inject my colors into the felt. So we're going to start off with the blending solution. Blending solution is an alcohol solution that sort of keeps these things flowing on the surface. And it also kind of keeps them from getting too dark and too dense. We're just going to go right along the top there. You can pounce, you can swipe, you can go like this, whichever you'd like. Now I'm going to go ahead and go do the orange right there. I'm going to put that in with the yellow. And I'm just going to kind of pounce that on. Just like that. Right, and then I'm going to use the other side of this because I like to kind of conserve my stuff here to do the purple. You could use a whole new clean little pad, but I like to use that when I go back over it again, the clean one. Go purple. We're just going to do the same thing there. We're just kind of blending that purple into that orange. We got some orange down into the purple, and that's good. We just kind of want to blend those colors. And you'll notice mine doesn't look exactly the same as Debbie's, but that's okay. Everybody's is going to look a little different. All right, so now I can go ahead and change this little pad. And then I can just sort of inject a little more alcohol ink on this. I mean, rather the blending solution. And you can go back over just like that. See how it kind of breaks up and does a little more of that cool blending. I don't want to get any orange, any purple on here, so I'm going to try to use the top edge of this. We go. Pounce, pounce, pounce. You can sort of use it to get, just the more you work it, the more you're just going to get it blended, which I think is so cool. There we go. I'm just kind of moving those colors around and experimenting a little bit. All right, there we go. Now we're going to let that dry for a second while we get the stamp part set up. I'm going to get rid of these little guys. Go. Fortunately, this stuff dries really quickly. You could also do the old, remember the old Polaroid method of drying things, where you had to take the Polaroid and do this? Pretty sure it didn't do anything. There we go. All right, so now we're going to take this and position rainbow right on there. Kind of sticky at first because I haven't put in my solution on there. Normally I would wait a little bit longer. Now we're going to use, this is alcohol lift ink. We're going to put that on the surface of the stamp. I just kind of like to get in here and make sure it's not going to stick too much. You're going to pull that off, and then you can just take a little cloth and go over that. You'll notice that it's going to show up a little bit more. And then, if you're not happy with that, which I want to try to get that darker, I'm just going to hit that one more time. There we go. See, isn't that cool? I think that's awesome. So you can do it on the darker one or the lighter one as well. Okay. So let's move on to our next technique. So what I wanted to show you too was how great, there's two of these stamps that look fantastic. This is the Rainbow Home and the Heart Border, and they're great on slimline cards. Okay, if you're not familiar with slimline cards, they're 8.5 by 3.5 inch cards. You can get these at Paper Wishes already pre-folded. They come with an envelope. And here I just stamped my image on watercolor paper. And what I'm going to use is, these are Pixie Sparkles from Cosmic Shimmer. And we usually have used these in the past. We sprinkle them on paper and then you can mist them, but I want to show you how beautiful they are to paint with as well. So I've got a couple of different colors. I've got Fuchsia Rose, Zesty Lime, Coral Crush, Groovy Grape, and Teal Marine. And the Teal Marine, the Groovy Grape, and the Fuchsia Rose I've already used here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to apply the Zesty Lime, the Coral Crush, and I'm going to use my water brush. I always like to have with my water brush a little moist towel to wipe my colors off with. Kind of cleans that brush. All you need to do is just take a little bit of this powder. It just squeezes right out there. That. And then you squeeze your brush to add water to it. Mix that up. We're just going to go ahead and add a little bit of lime here. Go. Get our leaves taken care of. And then if I want to use some that's a little bit darker, I just take some of the powder that doesn't have any water in it, and I just go back over that areas to just darken that up a little bit. So I'm just going to do the base of the leaves that way. All right, so now I can just add my lime. I like how it floats using this brush. There we go. Even do a little bit of lime around the flower here. All right, and now we've got the Coral Crush. Come on. Coral Crush is a little bit more orangey. Add that around. Oops, got a little bit of green there on that one. And then, oops, I should have let my green dry a little bit more because it's affecting my orange Coral Crush here. And if we want to make it a little darker, right there. Continue to color this in. I'm not going to finish this whole thing right now. What I'll do when I'm done with this, I'm going to tear the edges of my watercolor paper and then just put this on some black cardstock on a slim line card. So when I'm all done here, you can look in the photo gallery and see the completed one. There we go. All right, so that's how you paint that on. And then if you wanted to add a few little sparkles to that, come on. Now I'm going to take my teal and I'm just going to put a couple little sparkles here, here, and then I can just take a little mist of clean water, just spray that. And then you can even just take a little towel and just blot it like that. And I'll probably add a little bit more of that same way. Okay, so definitely check out the photo gallery. You want to see how this turns out when it's done. You guys, we've got a great money saver on these stamps. So I would encourage you to definitely check that out. If you're watching us on our Webisode page, it's on the right-hand side. You'll see the photo there. We've also got the photo gallery right below. You can check that out, and we've also got the drop-down list of all the products used here today, and that's a lot. So check that out if you just are interested in one or two things. And if you're watching us on YouTube, check out the link in the description box. It'll take you to our Webisode page where you'll see everything I just mentioned. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.